Hello and welcome to Grateful Rescue TV. It's our holiday episode at the beautiful Skyline Club. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to all. We have a very special guest host today. This is my husband and co-founder of Grateful Rescue, Mike. And you are my rock, you are my partner, and we've had quite a year, haven't we?
It's been a wonderful year. It's, I think, the best year we've had since we've been operating.
Yeah, I agree. And do you want to share with everybody what it is you do, what your part is?
Administratively, I am the treasurer for the organization, and so I manage the books and budgets and all that stuff that comes with that. My background's in finances, so that's a good fit for me. But I'm also the guy that's out there cleaning stalls and feeding dogs, and all of that type of stuff. I help with transport. We go through a lot of food, so I'm managing all of that type of stuff as well. So we're both pretty busy morning to night.
Yes, and another job he has is he is an emotional rock for me. We've cried together and we've laughed together about all the characters that comes through our door.
Yes.
December was a very special month for us. We have Paisley's Puppies' birthday.
That's right. Paisley's Puppies just turned 2, and we've got an amazing story.
When you get a puppy, you expect them to be cute and tiny like this, but you never expect your kitchen to become something like this.
We were contacted by a breeder, a backyard breeder that was getting evicted. And she had many, many dogs. And she asked us to take 15 of her dogs. Otherwise, the sheriff was going to lock up the property and seize the dogs. And then the 15 turned into 33 because as we were taking them all in to get them fixed, this one, Paisley, whenever they took her in, they said she was going to be having puppies very soon. And then one of the backyard breeder dogs that we had adopted, she had an appointment with her vet to get it spayed, and she got the same news. When she took her dog in to get it spayed, it was expecting puppies, and it had 7. She was malnourished. We couldn't even tell she was expecting puppies, and she had 11 of them. So first thing we had to do was talk to our vet and see what do we do to make sure these puppies survive. And we had to bulk Paisley up on puppy food so that she could be healthy enough to feed her babies and not get sick. And I had to learn how to deliver these puppies in case something went wrong, how to jump in and keep them alive. So the puppies were born 2 weeks apart. These were born first, and then we heard shortly after that the adopter got the same news from her veterinarian that her dog, which was Maggie, was going to have a litter as well.
Since Pamela did not have time to prepare for her puppies, she had to convert part of her kitchen into a whelping box to help the pups keep near their mom and to protect them during their infancy.
So first of all, we did not have the space for the 15 dogs as it was. So they are getting ready to move now that they've jumped out of their whelping box on their own.
When we talked to Pamela, the pups were over just 6 weeks old, and they had grown so fast. They began to outgrow their whelping box, so Pamela has plans to make a nursery for them to play, taking care of not only the backyard bunch and the pups. She's received so much assistance from others.
We had a village of help. We had a fence company from Muncie City Fence. We had Ruse Holistic Pet Supplies give us things we needed. We had Nathan Lowe, the Indie Dog Whisperer. He helped us with a lot of training because these dogs are very, very frightened of people. They're unsocialized. And we had Red Key Veterinary. They gave us all of the things we needed to know in order to have these puppies without any problems.
Thankfully, these pups didn't grow up in a condition like the 15 backyard breeder dogs that they were in.
As you can tell, they're very socialized, and all these backyard breeder dogs were also once puppies just like this, and they were never held and never loved, and they didn't know what it was like. So this is a whole different litter here than what you would have seen from from their ancestors that came from the same breeder, because they know no fear and they don't know hatred. They're all love, right? This is Sydney. And Sydney was named after Sidney Poitier. This is Simon, and Simon was named after Paul Simon, one of my favorite folk singers. And this is little Miss Betty White. She's the runt of the litter, and she was named on Betty White's birthday. This is Ginger, and she was named after Ginger Rogers. She's got a little prance about her that reminds me of a dancer. And this is Peyton, and he's named after my favorite football star, Walter Payton, because he's like the biggest little bear of the bunch. Okay, and this is Liza. Liza was named after Liza Minnelli. She's got that gorgeous silky black hair. And this is Stuart. Stuart's named after little Mr. Stuart, Stewie Spittler. And he's just a little mini-me of Stewie, he looks like. This one's named Bobby. She is named after my favorite singer, Bobby Weir. And this is Mikey. Mikey likes all the food, just like the old commercial. He likes it. Hey, Mikey. And this is Takum. He's named after my father. And the reason I named him is because my dad was a basketball star for LaPel High School, and their colors are black and gold, just like this little guy. And we forgot Arlo. Little Arlo was one of the puppies, and he was named after a folk singer, Arlo Guthrie.
Remember when all those puppies took over our kitchen?
It was amazing. It was funny. They were running amok.
For 12 weeks?
12 weeks.
Hello to Grateful Rescue. Thank you so much for taking care of Paisley, this little guy's mama. We love you so much for putting us together. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas from Fozzie.
Two years ago, on December 18, 2021, this sweet girl, my Tess, and her 10 brothers and sisters were born to Paisley at Grateful Rescue. They truly are Christmas miracles. Do you love your mama? Do you love your mama? Yes, thank you. Do you love your mama, Paisley? Yes, thank you.
Hi everybody, Paisley Puppy Check-In here. This is Mikey. He and his 10 siblings turned 2 today. Say happy birthday, Mikey. We are so thankful to Grateful Rescue and Pam for saving Paisley and allowing these babies just a shot at life. Who knows where they could have been had they not been rescued from a barn 2 years ago, along with her mama. So happy birthday to these sweethearts.
Happy birthday, Paisley's puppies.
And that was a special group of adopters.
That was such a special group of adopters. They're like family. There's so many things that they have done together. We've remained in contact. They have a chat group that they share daily. They attended training together, and they also attended events together.
And they really started something that spread out to, as we had more adoptions, others kind of mimicked the things that they did. So that's a different story. But at some point, people will see how many families are interchanging and talking about their pets.
And our adopters are like family.
We are here at one of the most exciting gatherings at Grateful Fest, near and dear to my heart. You all know Paisley and Paisley's Puppies, and we are here with Paisley's Puppies. They're all here for a reunion.
Each pup gave kisses to their original caretaker, as their current caregiver and owner thanked Pamela for all the work she does for animals in need. Pamela, elated to see the puppies, along with a couple of Maggie's pups as well, was so happy she almost broke down in tears of joy.
Hi, sweetheart. Oh my goodness.
And in the holiday season, we also take time to reflect on people we've lost. And this year we lost a very special man by the name of Philip Dashler. He was our ambassador for the Pets to Vets program, and he was also a dear friend.
Yeah. We've known Phil for a long time, way before Grateful Rescue, and so it was tough losing him. He'd been sick for a while, so we knew what was coming, but we all put our brave face on, you know. But he was just a wonderful person.
He had his brave face on too, so it was hard to be sad when Phil was always smiling and saying, hey, it is what it is.
Some people are just here to inspire, and that was Phil.
Hi, I'm Phil Dashler, and I want to thank you for supporting Grateful Rescue. I'm a United States Air Force veteran. I served 8 years in the Air Force in security forces, and was fortunate enough to travel the world and see a lot of places and do a lot of things. And I still serve our veterans on the Veterans Honor Guard here in Delaware County in Indiana. We do over 200 veteran funerals a year. I did spend 32 years in radio after I discharged from the Air Force, and it's been a wonderful life. I've been truly blessed. If we can provide some comfort for them with fur babies and give them some love, someone to show them support, someone to help them physically with their problems, I'm all about doing that for them. A lot of our active duty folks, they're going to be deployed and they don't know what to do with their pets. Grateful Rescue will take these pets, will board them, will love them and feed them and comfort them until you're able to come home. This is going to be the largest pet sanctuary in the Midwest, and it's a wonderful thing that Pam is doing. Big thing is right now, what we need is, at the current time, we need donations. We need help to get this up, get it rolling, and get this process started. The sooner that we can get the donations in, the sooner that we can build out the facilities, and the sooner we can start helping, the vets that I care about and the animals that we care about and love so much.
One of our best stories of the year is about a big dog named Molly.
That's right, big old Molly, the old English sheepdog, who come from a puppy mill and ended up living the good life on historical Meridian Street.
She sure did.
Molly the sheepdog once had a life of strife in a puppy mill, but now lives the life of luxury on Meridian Street in Indianapolis. The Boslers were looking for another pup and took Molly in.
We lost another dog in January and decided to give it a few months to grieve, which happens every time we lose an animal. And 2 minutes later, Barbara was looking for some online, and she found, and I said, okay, well, it'd be a small one, it has to be a small one. And next thing I knew, Molly was at our door. And Barbara portrayed it as a meet and greet.
Yeah, I spoke to Barb on the phone, a couple times, and she had such a soft, kind voice. I knew she had the personality that Angel, now Molly, needed. And when we met, it was almost a perfect fit.
She showed up with the dog, the door, and a bag. And she asked to put the bag in the den. We didn't know what the bag was until we all met Molly, and then Pam said, well, I better get going. And the bag is Molly's things. They're in the den.
She seemed comfortable here. She liked their dog. And she was so, at our home, she was so frantic, pacing back and forth.
And she was pretty chill. She was pretty accepting. The problem with Molly became in the first 3 days that Molly didn't know where her body was in space, and so she would just kind of almost knock us over. She didn't jump or anything, she would just bump us, and going up and down the stairs, and we thought, oh God, this is not gonna work, you know. And she was also, the first 3 days, they kind of lose their house training a little, and then we put her in the car and she threw up. I mean, it was just like, and then I called Pam, I said, we're drowning here, what can we do?
I immediately told Barb, we need Nathan, the indie dog whisperer, because Nathan constantly amazes me.
So a lot of times with fearful dogs, there's some typical kind of stereotypical myths involved, like if we just say, baby, you're good, you're safe. If we say things in that way, that will help them understand, but it never works that way, right? The dog actually stays more fearful. And the reason is, and I tried to help them understand this, and I think they did come to understand this, is from a dog's point of view, for a fearful dog to hear that tone means now I, as a fearful dog, have a parenting job, because these humans sound like something's off, something's wrong. So now I get double watchful. Now I get double concerned. So the issue is the humans have to learn to exhibit the energy that lets the dog know everything's copacetic, man. We got it. Things are taken care of. You can begin to enjoy your life. And they took that up. You know, they said within a half hour, within a half hour, they were doing it.
Now with the knowledge in place, the Boslers and Molly have made themselves right at home. She is so comfortable that she and her housemate Daisy get into some daily hijinks.
She's a riot. She's really funny. She and Daisy run up and down the stairs, and they love these French doors that look out on Meridian, and they'll lie there and just kind of comment on the passing people. You know, some they bark at, some they let go, but that's kind of, and she really enjoys that because she's within the safety of the house.
We started out by keeping both dogs in the kitchen, where we have cats as well when we would leave, because you never knew what a new dog was going to do out in the house. And we came home one day from about an hour out, and the dogs greeted us at the front door. And each accused each other of having left the door open to the kitchen. And we went out the next day, and it was about 20 minutes, and the dogs greeted us at the front door, and we had both checked to make sure the doors were closed. And so I set up my video camera on my phone, propped it against some books, and focused on the door, and watched the whole thing. It took an hour and 10 minutes before she finally came up, looked around, and you'll see the video, I think. And just, she uses her big paws to turn the knob, and here's it unlatch and just pushes it open, and you'll see her run out, then you see Daisy run out after her. And on a bad day, the cats are out there too. It's like one flew over the cuckoo's nest or something like that.
Molly went from rags to living her best life on Meridian Street. For Grateful Rescue TV, I'm Adam Byers-Dunn.
And it's that time of season where Santa's getting his reindeer ready to fly around the world. And that's going to take a little bit of work.
Yes, and we've got 2 veterinarians that are going to show us how that all works.
We're up here at the North Pole for a super special assignment. And as presidents of AVMA and NAFTA, it's our job to make sure that all of Santa's reindeer are happy and healthy and ready to make the trek around the world to bring presents to good children everywhere. And Ashley's here to help me with the exam.
Oh boy, I'm so excited.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Let's go. One of the first things we do is check the fur. And to do this, we run our fingers and our hands through the fur. And the reason we do this is to check for parasites or mites or any other marks or lesions that would tell us something's wrong.
And fun fact, did you know that reindeer have hollow fur? Their hollow fur helps trap heat and helps them stay warm in the super cold North Pole.
So Donner's looking really good. Let's keep going with the exam.
Another thing we need to check out is the eyes and nose, just like your doctor looks in yours.
That's right, Ashley. And we know that Rudolph is the only reindeer to have a truly red nose. Did you know that it's common to have red around the nose of all reindeer? It's true. Reindeer have lots of tiny vessels that circulate warm blood around their nose, and this heats up the air that they breathe. And this is another way reindeer stay warm in the frigid temperatures of the North Pole.
That's so cool. And you know what else is cool? Reindeer are the only species of deer where both male and female can grow antlers. That's why Vixen here has a set of iconic antlers.
Next up on the exam are the legs. These reindeer have a long journey, so it's really important that we check their legs. We're checking for signs of ligament problems, tendon problems, joint problems, or any fractures that might make it hard for them to make the journey.
Absolutely. And normal reindeer rely heavily on healthy legs. Did you know that reindeer travel further than any other mammal that roams on land? Not all reindeer migrate, but those that do can travel up to 621 miles in one migration.
Yep, and these guys have an even longer journey with Santa. So let's check out their hooves. Every reindeer has what's called cloven hooves. That means they're divided in two. This helps them spread their weight, which helps them stand on snow and soft ground. And because their hooves are split, it's super important to give a close look and make sure nothing is stuck in between that could cause the reindeer pain, along with checking the general health of their hooves.
To everyone out there, keep your eyes to the sky this Christmas Eve. And remember to thank your veterinary team next time you see them, because we all have a part to play in keeping the animals you love happy and healthy.
And from all of us at AVMA
and NAFTA,
we wish you and your families a very happy holiday.
Happy holidays from all of us at Grateful Rescue and Sanctuary.
Watch Grateful Rescue TV Saturdays on TV-40.
Ho, ho, ho. Santa's going to read a book tonight called Santa's Dog, written by Joanne Skye and illustrated by Ed Kohler. This book is dedicated to Samson, the original Santa's dog. Find a shelter dogs everywhere waiting for their forever homes. The North Pole has a secret. Of wags and licks and barks, Santa has hundreds of dogs that live in one big park. The dogs and reindeer play their games. Some days they race on sleds. Though Santa loved them all the same, one dog slept on his bed. Lance held a very special place in Santa's big, kind heart. The pair had been forever friends and never were apart. Each Christmas Eve, Lance rode the sleigh. "I love my job," he said. One year the winds were way too fierce. Lance fell, paws overhead. He tumbled down a mountainside and landed far away. The town's dog shelter took him in. He had a place to stay. When Santa saw that Lance was safe, he chose to carry on. The night was short, his list so long, he circled back at dawn. When all was done, he went for Lance. The pickup went astray. The shelter doors were all locked up, for it was Christmas Day. He could go in, but that's not right, 'cause Santa gives, not takes. He knew that Lance would understand. It still made his heart ache. Next early morn, a family came to find a special friend. The family soon would need someone on whom they could depend. Their dad was headed far away, a soldier, strong and true. It was a fact, Dad's bags were packed. What would the family do? The soldier looked at Lance and knew this dog would be the one to keep his family safe and sound until his job was done. Lance went along to his new home, worked hard with his new crew. He thought of Santa now and then, and that's all that he could do. Lance fetched the ball for Little John while Dad was far away. He acted guard for Mom each night when noises caused dismay. And late at night, when all was calm, he'd check on Sister Shay. Then climb beside her on the bed and chase bad dreams away. The months sped by, the seasons too. Lance kept the family strong. They played, they laughed. Each day that passed, it seemed like Lance belonged. Next Christmas Eve, Lance packed his things and listened for the sleigh. To his surprise, tears filled his eyes. He blinked them all away. When Santa came, Lance jumped for joy, then said to his dear friend, "I'm packed to go, but I don't know if this should be the end." And Santa said, "I saw you here in this fine home with family full of love. Their pain was real, their need was clear. I watched you from above. You've made me proud these last 12 months, helped family fill a hole. But now it's time to stay or go. Look deep within your soul." Lance thought of all the fun he had with Rudolph and the others, but this year held some goodness with the children and their mother. The walls and shelves were covered full of photos through the year. Lance with the boy, the girl, the mom. They loved him, it was clear. Then Santa spoke, "I know you, boy. You want to do what's right. A soldier's job is never done. This won't be Dad's last fight. One day real soon, when Dad comes home from his duties overseas, he still may need some help, you see. Our freedom isn't free. I'd miss you every single day and say a prayer for you, but you've become this family's glue. Dear friend, so strong and true." Lance looked up to the fireplace, 5 stockings in a row. He saw his name, he heard Mom claim, "He's one of us, you know." Lance took a breath, then stood up tall. He knew what he must do. Unpack his dish, his toy, his mat, and tell his friend adieu. Please say goodbye to Mrs. Claus, to Tinsel and the rest. I love you all, but here I'll stay, and I will give my best. I'll wait for you each Christmas Eve beneath the lighted tree. But now I know my place is here with my new family. So Santa gave the greatest gift, his dog. Perhaps it's true that shelter dogs, just like Lance, a special gift to you. The end.